So what we do is we created an application. The application allows you to become your own your own reporter, your own editor. You can be a bit of your own boss as well. You can be owning your own media company, your own journalism company, by being able to register and you submit stories on the platform, right? The platform is currently available only for Android. You know what Android devices are? Yes. Right? And for iOS devices as well. And we have started since last year, and we have currently 10 reporters, professionals, I call them. They're my special people, and she's part of them, and he's also part of them. There. What's the other one? There's someone else who was also part of them. So, what we wanted to do for you people, for you, our friends, is to be able to give you a reason for keeping on doing what you are doing. Understanding the challenges that each and everyone is facing in journalism, we found that we have a lot of applications, but all those applications are actually giving us the same story, right? At the moment, if Zuma stole the money, or if the EFF are fighting at Parliament, all the news platform will be telling you about the EFF fighting at Parliament, right? All the TV channels will be telling you about them fighting at Parliament. But then does that mean if someone gets killed in your community, is that news less important than the one that is on TV? Or is it because it's on TV that it has to be more important? And that was a problem we looked at, and we decided to create an application which will be user-driven. You are dictating what has to be on the platform. You are not being told what you have to listen to. You are not being told what you have to read about. You are the one providing to the community what they have to read about. So it's broader than what you have on News 24. It's broader than what you have on SABC, because it's from the roots all the way to wherever you want to take it. So you don't have to have a specific age, but with the application we specifically say that you need to be above 18, because we know that we have graphical content that could be a problem to some kids. Some of them might be having problems with whatever graphical content is put there. For example, with the xenophobic attacks that's happening at the moment, you have people who've been hit with pangas and all those things, so they get cuts, there's blood all over. And those are things that you want to be able to share, but not everyone is going to be able to see that. So we need to protect ourselves, and we say not below 18 that has to be writing on the platform, but it's a platform that's open to everyone, and everyone can read the articles that's there. So what we do not have editors. We don't have someone sitting in the office looking at your articles and then saying this is good, this is not good, because we really believe that information should be provided the way it's been said, the way it's been conceived, and it needs to be authentic. So we do not want to change certain words because we do not want to hurt a certain ethnic group or a certain color. We do not want to get to that kind of position. We want things to be provided freely, and we want them to be as genuine as possible as they can be. And the reason why we decided to even come and talk to you first years is, I hope everyone has rested, right? No, yes, sometimes. Friday we're all 30 years. Okay, but the reason we came here is because we want you guys to start early, right? It's a mistake that I have made in the past. I'm not a journalist, right? I did not study here. I did not study journalism. Um, I studied something completely different, but I ended up doing an application around journalism, right? What I did, if you want to know a bit about me, currently I'm a game developer and I'm a game designer, so I make games. And I'm an entrepreneur. I have a couple of other companies that I've put my mind into and my skills into. But the main thing is games, and it's animations, and it's cartoons, those kind of things. But then I look at where the gaps is, where there are problems, and wherever there's a problem, I find a way to find a solution so that it can help that particular target market. And when we looked at the journalism problem, because I think 3 phones, and in all 3 phones I have different applications where I source my news every time I want to read the news, but I end up reading the same stories everywhere. And that's where the problem started. We cannot keep on reading the same things everywhere because there is money that is probably being involved. There's that power that tells you only talk about this because you're getting money from that. Then we omit certain more important things that you guys could be informed about. And one of the examples is with what Voonja is aimed to be is that if there is a disease happening in the deepest area in any locations in South Africa, in any community in South Africa, through Voonja you should be able to spread it out to the extent of allowing people to contain that disease because it's already been pushed. Then you don't have to wait until big media hears it. And the big media will only hear it when it becomes big. And when it becomes big, it's already contaminated a lot of people. But let's rather stop it when it's still one person. When I see that my mom has something that seems to be a sickness, and I can share it, or my neighbors, and I can share it and can stop it before it actually becomes big. And that is why, that's how news should be shared. It should be shared so that we get the information quicker, right? We don't want to get information late. We don't want to know that they are killing people in South Africa only when the killers are actually next door. Right? You want to know it when they're still far away, so that you can prevent yourself from doing it. And that's how we need to, that's how the information should be flying. That's how it should be traveling. It should be quicker. And that is why Voonja is actually a mobile application, right? And you get to take the picture at the incident when it happens, the exact time when it happens, and then you write the article about it, you write the story, and you submit it immediately. Currently what happens is if you have to get News 24 talk about an accident that happened, if they do not get information from the witnesses, they have to wait a couple of hours until they can land to the place, and then they will send the information. And then the news that we get on TV, we don't get news every 5 minutes, but it doesn't mean that every 5 minutes nothing happens in this planet. Everything happens every second. But now why are we not getting them every second they happen? The only way we can get it every second that happen is if we get it from the source, if we get it from the witness, because there's always a witness anyway. So that's the only way we can get it every second. And Voonja is the witness, and that's what we want to get, that's where we want to get it, right? So in this aspect, what happens for you guys, which happened for one of our reporters already, is that they submit the articles, and then we start getting people like Sowetan or other places who now want to get those stories. So how does that make you guys look, right? Because at the moment they look at you like, just a first year, you know. But in you guys, there are skills. Despite the fact that you guys want to learn more about journalism, that's why you're starting it. But some of you have writing skills. Some of you have writing talents. Some of you have storytelling skills or talents, right? Which you can put out there to the mass, and then they can give you feedback. Because with Voonja, what happens is when you submit your story, you have the